Did I not tell you that Skip Bayless was not going to apologize for that tweet he put out last night? What did he do instead? He apologized for doing the show. And he did all this explaining, like I told you he would, about how he had sleepless night and how he was going back and forth of whether or not he was going to do the show. And ultimately, he decided that he was going to do the show. Now, his partner in crime, Shannon Sharp, was not on the show today. Team Z reported that Shannon was upset over the co-host's tweet, which probably led him to skipping the show. Now, the question is it only for one day? Is it only for a week? Or is this something more long term? Because Shannon Sharp was already salty about Skip disrespecting him a couple weeks ago when he told Shannon Sharp to his face that Tom Brady played better at 45 than he did at 35. So we'll have to see whether or not is this something short term or is this something more long term? Because if we really analyze the situation, both of these individuals have separate YouTube channels. Skip Bayless got his Skip Bayless show. Shannon Sharp got Club Shay Shay. Club Shay Shay does hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of views. And really, Shannon Sharp does not need to do Undisputed. He doesn't. People are more than willing and more than happy to go on his show and chop it up with Shannon Sharp about whatever thing that's tickled their fancy at the time. Skip Bayless, on the other hand, nobody's going on his show. He barely does thousands of views. No one's going on Skip Bayless's show. One time he had his wife on there, big deal. But this is what happens when you are a disrespectful troll and you burn bridges. And this man, we can go down the line of the multitude of people he's disrespected. Where he calling Paul George, George Paul, calling Chris Bosh, Bosh Spice, calling Terror Owens Team Obliterator, calling LeBron James Prince James, calling Kawhi Leonard number 2, not because of the jersey number. He basically calling him a piece of shit for leaving the San Antonio Spurs. Now, for those of you who may not be aware, that is Skip Bayless's basketball team. That's his favorite basketball team. It's the San Antonio Spurs. He was more than salty when Kawhi Leonard got his way up out of there. He was more than salty about that. Disrespected Russell Westbrook. Disrespected Luka Doncic. Disrespected Giannis Antetokounmpo. And you wonder why people don't want to go on his show. If anything, people would go on that show for Shannon Sharp. And he came up with that half-hearted apology because as reports came out saying that it was the Fox executives that called Skip Bayless and told him he needed to clean this up. Like I told y'all last night when I did the video, if they wanted to fire Skip Bayless, it would have been a done deal already. Instead, his bosses called him and told him he needed to clean this up. And he did a piss poor job of cleaning this up. Now, I didn't watch the show. Couldn't watch the show anyway. I was at work. But from the information I'm gathering from people on social media were saying that this show was unwatchable without Shannon Sharpe. Now you want to kiss LeBron James's ass all these years of the trolling, the disrespect. Now all of a sudden you are in awe of LeBron James, right? Really, Skip? That's how you're going to try to pander to the black community now? Get your ass up out of here. What's up, RG Type, Michael Lewis, Gideon? I appreciate y'all for being up here. Hit that like button for me. Hit that like button for me. Shannon Sharpe does not need this guy at all. It's unacceptable. Now you can sit there and cry them crocodile tears all you want to on TV, but I'm not moved. I'm not moved. Because what do I always say? You cannot take back words after they were said. The damage is already done. And ain't no amount of explaining, ain't no amount of apology, ain't no amount of, crying crocodile tears on TV. It's going to get you off of this. It's not going to absolve you from this. What's up, Carla? My sister Carla Jenkins in the building. Terry Dominique, salute. Shannon Sharpe in his head probably thinking that I've had enough of this. I'm done with this guy. Now, could I be absolutely wrong on this? Yes. And I would definitely be wrong if he comes on that show tomorrow. But after the abuse that this man dishes out, why in God's name would Shannon Sharpe subject himself to that? Obviously, my partner Shannon Sharpe is not here today. I look forward to seeing him tomorrow. Now, how in the devil do you know that Shannon Sharpe's going to come back in that show tomorrow? Did you talk to him? Did you call Shannon Sharpe and beg and pleaded and, hey, Shannon, I need you. I need you more than ever. Did you do that, Skip Bayless? Here's another thing that my brother Ticket, and shout out to my brother Ticket, man, because he kept this a buck on the video he did this morning. When is Skip Bayless going to do some sensitivity training? When is he going to? Because if anybody needs to do sensitivity training, is this guy. Not long after Kyrie was falsely had labels put on him over a link that he posted and shared on his official Twitter account. Now, mind you, Amazon vetted that documentary. Amazon approved that documentary, and that documentary was sitting up on Amazon.com for 4 years. Not only that documentary sat up on Amazon.com for 4 years, after Kyrie posted and shared the link, people on Amazon were making money hand over fist. Not only they made money hand over fist over that documentary, they jacked up the prices on the book and on the video of that documentary. And yet, Skip Bayless went on this massive jihad along with another group of clowns that's in the media like Nick Friedel and Ramona Shelburne and what have you. Skip Bayless, wall-to-wall, eye in the sky, number $500 coverage of Kyrie Irving being excoriated and have false labels put on this man over a link that he posted and shared. So when is Skip Bayless going to do sensitivity training? When is he going to meet with leaders in the Black community? Like Jerry Jones. Matter of fact, him and Jerry Jones, his BFF, can sit down in the same class and go through the same kind of sensitivity training. Since Skip Bayless don't want to talk about Jerry Jones and that photo that came up back in 1957 when he was a teenager with a whole group of white supremacists blocking black folks from entering the school in Little Rock, Arkansas. Because see, every other day Skip Bayless is mentioning Jerry Jones. He's talking about Jerry Jones. He's talking about the Dallas Cowboys. He didn't talk about that one, though. He made sure to keep his ass far away from that topic, though. So the way I see it, him and Jerry Jones can sit in the same class and go through the same kind of sensitivity training where he can meet with leaders in the Black community, not named Roland Martin, not named Al Sharpton, not named Larry Elder, not those coons and buffoons. Hell no. Maybe Skip Bayless can donate $500,000 to a charity. What's up, Tessie? Del Reeves, salute, bro. Maybe he could donate $500,000 to the charity of our choosing. Where's this 6-step process at? He's wrecked. What are you wrecked about? Are you wrecked about the fact that we're putting pressure on that ass to get your ass off TV? That's what you're wrecked about? Because you sure as hell could not be wrecked about what happened last night with our brother who collapsed on that field last night. Couldn't be wrecked about that. You couldn't possibly be wrecked about that because you wouldn't have fixed your mouth and your fingers to tweet some bullshit about a game with playoff implications. You couldn't be wrecked about DeMar Hamlin. You couldn't possibly be wrecked about DeMar Hamlin. And for once, Shannon Sharp was on code here, just like how you was on code defending your BFF Tom Brady. Now, mind you, Tom Brady don't even acknowledge this guy. Out of all of the 22 years that Tom Brady has played in the NFL, of all the tweets that he put up, of all the podcasts he's been on, of all the radio shows he participated in, not one time I heard Tom Brady even mention Skip Bayless. And yet Skip Bayless will move heavens and earth to defend this man. Tom Brady don't even acknowledge Skip Bayless's existence. And yet Skip Bayless will move mountains. He will part seas like Moses did to defend Tom Brady. What's up, Ticket? So I ask again, when is Skip Bayless going to go through a 6-step process like Kyrie Irving did? So he can get back on TV. Because that show is unwatchable without Shannon Sharp. He knows that, we know that, and Shannon Sharp knows that. And that's a fact. So what he wrecked about? Are you losing sleep now because you know that people are gonna be on your ass until you off TV? That's what you wrecked about? I'm just asking the question here. I'm trying to unclog the pipeline in this thing. Trolling is going to only get you so far. And in this case, you really put your foot in your mouth in this one. What's up, Money Dog 88? I'm surprised a lot of these athletes hadn't came see you already. Because see, what I always say, when you can sit in front of a camera behind defensive death measures with security around you, hell yeah, I can say whatever I want, and hell yeah, I can be braggadocious and boisterous and disrespectful. It's a whole different animal when you don't have that surrounding you. When you got to be out in general public, where people can challenge you and check your temperature face to face. Whole different animal. That's why I don't like even arguing with jackasses on these social media platforms. Because see, anybody can sit in front of a camera behind the thumbnail and put on and talk all this Bumpy Johnson gangster shit all day long. But until you got to go meet that individual, then we really see what's up. But hell yeah, Skip Bayless ass need to be fired. See what remember what happened with Laura Ingraham, right? Because Laura Ingraham worked for the same network, Fox. She told LeBron James to shut up and dribble, right? That Desperate Housewives reject caught all kinds of backlash. And what did the executives at Fox do? Did they fire her? No, they didn't. What they did instead was they sent her away for a week and then put out this empty-hearted thing about, well, you know, this was a planned vacation all along. No, the fuck it wasn't. And y'all know that. So, Lord Ingram, since you want to sit up here and tell people to shut up and dribble, how about I tell your ass to shut up and cook, bitch? Your dusty ass out of here. Y'all gonna stop disrespecting these athletes. Because if it weren't for these athletes, y'all wouldn't have nothing to talk about. And if y'all ain't had nothing to talk about, why would these executives pay y'all to sit up on TV and just talk all kinds of shit? Anybody can do that. They pay this man millions of dollars to sit up here and be disrespectful all goddamn day and night. His bosses had to call him. Of course your boss had to call you. What's up, Q Smooth? My holy king. Salute to all y'all in the building. Skip Bayless's quote. My boss here at Fox called and said, hey, people are reacting strongly to your tweet. Maybe you should clarify. Yeah. Didn't I tell you that they weren't going to fire this man? Didn't I tell y'all that they weren't going to fire this man? What's up, Chris Wink? Long time no see. Good to see you, bro. I told y'all they weren't going to fire this man. Maybe you should clarify. No, maybe y'all should do your job and fire this Bama. Because anybody else would have been gone by now. Y'all know that. So no, I don't accept this motherfucker apology, man. I don't, because it wasn't no apology. It was never an apology to begin with. I'm just sorry I got my button cracked. That's all I was. I wasn't sorry for putting out the tweet because he never apologized for putting out the tweet. He apologized for doing the show. So if I'm Shannon Sharp, man, look, I'm doing my own thing. You know what I'm saying? You on your own on this one. I mean, you 71 years old, you're an old man, you know what I'm saying? You can stand on your own too, right? You don't need me. I'm gonna go do my thing over here. Club Shay Shay. With the Henny, some cognac, and some Black and Miles over here at the Ready. Of course there wasn't no goddamn apology. Of course it wasn't. Told you he was gonna do all that goddamn white explaining. I told y'all that. I told y'all that last night. So I'm interested to see what Shannon Sharp gonna do tomorrow. Is he coming back tomorrow? If he comes back, then this is gonna be all for naught. But if he don't come back though, now we got something brewing. Now we got something cooking. Now the trend is starting to be chewing on their way out that station as to Undisputed, because it's already lagging behind First Take. It's not like First Take, I mean, it's not like Undisputed was out here dominating the ratings and all that. They're lagging behind First Take. Despite the fact they started 30 minutes early. So what is that all about? How are you lagging behind somebody when you already got a head start on them? Which, if you go back to his days at ESPN, if it weren't for Stephen A. Smith, much as I hate that butt dancer, and I really hate that butt dancer, like, oh man, I cannot stand Stephen A. Smith. But I got to give the devil his due. If it weren't for him, First Take would not be a thing. It wouldn't. Because before Stephen A. Smith came on First Take on a permanent basis, what was they doing? They did a segment on ESPN called Old School versus New School. They did a segment every Sunday covering various topics. And that's where the relationship began. When they started doing those segments on SportsCenter called Old School versus New School. And when First Take became a thing, they had Woody Page and Rob Parker and the two twin brothers. I can't remember the two Stews. I think that's what they called them. Jalen Rose. They had a rotation of people going around, but it wasn't really gaining no traction until Stephen A. Smith went on there on a daily basis, and those two loudmouths began clashing back and forth about different topics, whether it be about Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, or what have you, and that's when it finally clicked. That's when he really got his claim to fame, so to speak. And he thought he was bigger than the mothership, so when it came time for negotiations, that's why he took his ball and ran over to Fox Sports 1. Because at the time, Fox Sports 1 was an up-and-coming network. It was set out to go head-to-head with ESPN. And Shannon Sharp did do a few segments, a few episodes of First Take, and that was enough for Skip Bayless to recruit Shannon Sharp. But the way I see it, Shannon Sharp don't need this Bama. Shannon Sharp can go do his own thing. Shannon Sharp can go do his own thing. Right? And then for all you buffoons out there, yeah, Chris Wayne, I'm really, because there's a lot of people out there that's defending this. There are people out there that defending this. How can you sit up here and defend what this man said last night? Nathan, what's up? And people up here try to, play all these goddamn mind tricks and shit, talk about, man, he really didn't mean what he said. You really gotta read the whole thing. I don't, look, motherfuckers take shit all the time, take a piece of thing out of a whole paragraph all the time and run with that. Matter of fact, he is the maestro when it comes to taking one little thing out of a whole context or out of a whole body of work and running with that. So you mean to tell me that when we take a piece of information that what he said, that he typed on his social media platform, we took that, ran with that, and all of a sudden there's a problem? Man, get your ass up out of here. That motherfucker does that shit all the time. I saw the tweet for what it was. So I don't need no person telling me what I need to take out of context and what I need to read when I know what I read. I'm not blind. I know how to process information, and I know how to make my own conclusions. He gonna get the smoke till he get up out of there, and that's the bottom line. I mean that shit. So if you think you can come in this motherfucker and play the role of Superman, well, guess what? You just met your kryptonite. Now, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button and share these videos on your social media platforms. And last but definitely not least, shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Huh?